Ain't gonna lie, Godspawn W-bid right here. W-bid. W-bid. You got me watching the whole video. What the fuck? I'm already 12 minutes in. What the hell?
Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Godspawn, and I'm bringing you my DRAGDENPLAR build for update 50. I am back, and this build is still insanely strong. As you guys just seen, the BGs I'm running this patch, I'm doing insanely well on. Just went 62 and 0. I played some other BGs today with some friends. I think I probably got well over 200 kills and died less than 5 times. Um, it's very strong, insane burst, infinite sustain. So let's just get into it. And yeah, so for inventory, before we get into the sets, we're running Bewitched Sugar Skulls. We're running the Restore Health, Meg, and Spell Resist pots. Also, if you're fighting classes like Werewolf, sometimes you'll use these full resistance pots where you just get health and spell and physical resistance. That's just because Werewolf seems to be doing a ton of physical damage, so we want to have armor from that as well. And then I just have some immovable pots that I don't typically use, just more so in group settings when I'm fully calmed up like that. Front bar, we're still using Order's Wrath. We got the shock damage glyph on it sharpened, and that's a battle axe because we want the two-hander ultimate. Back bar, we got the rally cry defending with immovable pots. We want the immovable pots because they're gonna give us CC immunity while we're going into our combo. Then we got two-piece Mighty Chuden. This is gonna give us our armor buff. We're subclassing, so we don't have a armor buff that's easily accessible to us. So we run Mighty Chuden. That's going to give us armor, health, and our major spell and physical resistance buff. Also, I guess since I didn't go over Order's Wrath, I'll just kind of go over it quickly now. Two-piece crit, three-piece weapon and spell damage, four-piece crit, five-piece crit, and then increases your critical damage and critical healing by 8%. This set is still extremely strong, especially with when it's paired with Monomyth, which we're running for our Mythic. So yeah, don't sleep on it. Here's heavy trainee chest, reinforced. I got my rally cry sash impen. And then we got our bracers, Order's Wrath, guards, Order's Wrath, and boots, Order's Wrath. And yeah, so rally cry. I know it technically got a nerf, but it's still solid set, especially if you're playing solo. You get the crit and crit resistance on your front bar. You won't get the weapon and spell damage on your front bar, but you're gonna get the carryover of the critical resistance from your back bar and the 300 weapon and spell damage. So this is gonna increase your tankiness, increase your damage, and it's gonna make you overall harder to kill and make it easier for you to kill other people. So overall, we're running five medium, one heavy, one light, always light belt, always heavy chest. Then on the jewelry, we're running three swift. So we got our two rally cry here, and then our monomyth. So if you don't know monomyth, on the front bar you get major force, minor berserk, and minor vulnerability. So the minor vulnerability goes on yourself, so you'll take 5% more damage, but you're going to be doing 5% more damage to other people, and your crit damage is going to be increased by 20%. So if you want, you could go all infused here. You could go protective. I just like running swift. I like being fast, being able to move around, and it just makes you harder to kill. Um, don't forget about swift. I know a lot of people are running protective now, and just kind of note as well, like if you're running three protective and then the warrior Mundus Stone, it's typically better to actually run three infused with the lady Mundus Stone over what I just said. So anyway, character sheet. We got 51 into Meg, 13 into health. That's giving us just about 30k health, 28k Meg. And I know a lot of you will see that and think that health is too low, but it's really not because we get a lot of other resistances that we haven't exactly gone over now, which makes that just shy of 30k health actually tanky. I know our recovery is quite low here as well, and our spell damage, but we make up for that with our crit damage, which is at above the cap. It's even above the cap of people in PvP with their base crit resistance, but it's only 6% above. So essentially, if you have three impen pieces you're at the crit, like if you're hitting someone with 3 impen pieces, you're at the crit cap on them, which most people wear in PvP. So anyways, our resistances are fairly good on the back bar. They are 32, 29k, so really quite good there. We're running the Shadow Mundstone. This just helps bring our crit damage up. At fully buffed, our crit damage is 151%. The crit cap's 125%, and then everyone has 20% base crit resistance, so that's why we're 6% over. We are a Breton. You could go another race if you wanted. I really like being Breton. Your mag sustain is very good, and you could definitely go without being Breton, but if anything were to run out, it would probably be your mag, and this just helps. One, you be a little bit tankier with the passives here. So you get mag, you get these spell resistance, which most people are running. Burning Chill, Concuss. So anytime there's an LSS on you, you get 4,600 resistances, which is very good. And we don't have a cleanse, so, well, we do, but it's not a great cleanse, so then reduces the cost of your magic abilities by 7%. You could experiment with different races if you want, but that's what I like to run. And yeah, like I said before, Bewitched Sugar Skulls, Shadow. So for the skills, similar to our build from the last patch, however, they're changed up a little bit. We got Blue Betty on the front bar. We want our mag sustain because we want to be able to hit our Heart of Flame more, but this is giving us our weapon and spell damage buff. It's going to give us mag back, and it does cleanse things every 5 seconds, and if nothing's cleansed, it increases your damage done by 5%. Then we got Deep Fissure. We're running this morph because the second one gives us a higher damage tooltip, and we also get our major and minor breaches. So we get a good amount of penetration from there. Then we got Heart of Flame. This carries our sustain. It's expensive, but you get 15% of your magicka and stam back, and you heal for quite a big amount. And this also is a burst skill that combos perfectly with your other skills as well. So this ability here is very good for you, and it carries the build. Then we got our Toppling Charge. This is how we proc our off balance. It does a little bit of damage, stuns the enemy, puts them off balance, and it gives us major protection. And with the Adrix Spear ability, with the passive, with Spear Wall, when you use Adrix Spear ability, you also get minor protection. So when you use that skill, you get 15% reduced damage taken, which can flip to your back bar, but we don't really need it on the back bar because of other reasons. With Monomyth, I didn't say it before, you get major protection on the back bar. So yeah. Anyways, here's our Flame Lash. When you hit someone who's off balance, you get the 5 stacks, as you've probably seen, for 20 seconds. Then when you hit people, you get a very large tooltip, and it heals you at the same time. So this is the best skill in this Heart of Flame, Flame Lash are the best 2 skills in the game right now, I would argue. And along with that, we are using Onslaught. So whenever we hit someone with this, we get 100% of their resistances ignored. We get that amount of penetration for the next 8 seconds. We don't get any increased crit chance, but this skill works very well. It does a good burst damage, and this just allows your other abilities to hit with full pen, which is a crazy amount of burst. Next, this is kind of a flex spot, but we have Elude here. This is giving us major evasion, which can help a lot. Most ultimates are AoEs, so this essentially makes us take 20% less damage from AoEs, ultimates, and it also gives us major speed. Then we got Race Against Time. This also gives us our Minor Force and Major Expedition. Last 4 seconds, and it's not too bad of a price. Here's our Burst Heal. This is the Scribe skill. Healing Soul. So we get a good amount of Burst Heal, some Mag and Stam back, and then it gives us Major Vitality for 10 seconds. So we get 12% increased healing. And we got Vigor. This is going to be our heal over time. also gives us minor resistances, so we want to keep this up. If you're playing on Xbox and you got the buff tracker, you're going to be hitting this thing whenever you see it at 14 seconds. That's when it's time to hit it again, and you'll always have that heal kind of continuing to go. Then we got Incinerate. This is giving us our crit bonus, and it's also does some burst damage every 5 seconds and has a chance to apply burning. Then we got Temporal Guard here. This reduces our damage taken by 5%. This, along with Monomyth, gives us 15% reduced damage on the back bar. So we always have 15% reduced damage on the back bar. On the front bar, we can use this, which I said before, can proc 15% reduced damage taken. So yes, we only have 29.9 or 29.8k health, but it's a tanky amount of health. Yeah, I don't really use this ult, but it makes us tankier, and it's very good. So essentially, we'll go over the champion points, and then I'll kind of go over the combo. So in the green tree, I just run random stuff just to make sure you got your fall damage reduced, and then yeah, it doesn't really matter. Okay, here I got Ironclad, reduces our direct damage taken by 6%. And then Master at Arms increases our direct damage done by 6%. Cleansing Revival, so we can cleanse every 24 seconds, and then Fighting Finesse, so this increases our critical damage by another 8%, which we're stacking heavily into. Then in the red tree, I like to run Celerity. I like being fast. This, along with the Swift, makes us faster than 90% of people. Survival Instincts, when there's a status effect on us. Our core combat abilities like block, dodge roll, break free, dash, all those things are 25% less cost. Pain's Refuge is probably the best defensive damage CP in the game. For every 2 effects on us, we get 2% reduced damage taken up to a maximum of 20%. So when there's a lot of people on us, that's quite a bit. Then we got to our Fortified, just give us a little bit more armor. You could switch this out for health, or if you feel like you need more recovery or something, you can. Also, Bracing Anchor isn't too bad if you want to play more of a slow setup, like if you wanted to go all infused. You could run Bracing Anchor, then that way you'd be a little bit more tankier when you're blocking, trying to get your whips off to get people to explode. Alright, so the general combo is you're going to buff up, and then combo is Incinerate, Heart of Flame, and Shocks. And as you can see, they're pretty well all going to hit at the same time. So all 3 just went off there, and you're essentially just going to have those going. So I'll reset again. Hit your Incinerate, hit your Heart of Flame, hit your thing. If someone was here, I'd toppling, hit my whip. That would proc my whip if I didn't kill it. Then they'd be able to spam the whips and take the people out. So your Incinerate, Heart of Flame, and Shocks, when you hit those in a row like that, they all hit at the same time, which is a crazy amount of burst. You could hit your whips if they're procted there. Ideally, you hit your 2H ult kind of just before those are going down, and then you go into the whips right as those are landing, and then your whips and the 3 abilities that I've mentioned will all hit at the same time with 100% pen and crush just about anyone who isn't blocking. Alright, I think that's it. I hope you enjoy the build, and maybe just last thing, if you wanted to switch this out for something, I would maybe say like Firekeeper. Maybe you could throw a contingency on there if you're looking for a little bit more burst, but I'm super happy with the way that this is right now. Just double check I'm not missing anything. Alright, I think that's it. Enjoy. Like I said, I've been doing very well on this, and enjoy the rest of the patch, and have a good day.